himself, Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner, he was actually nominated as Woman of the Year. That's backwards, man. That shows you that the society is wicked, man, and that the wicked are ruling, man. Right? You look at these Edomites, you look at them in their eyes, you can see that there's nothing but wickedness in their eyes, man. You know? If you look at the Rothschilds, and you have the sign here, all of these people look like the devil, man, and they know they're the devil, man. They know that they're evil, man. Jacob Rothschild doesn't care what he does, man. Right? Just like when Aaron Russo went to talk to Nick Rockefeller, what did he say? He said, Aaron Russo asked him, why would you do all this? You know? He asked him, why do you care about the people? What is it to you if I do this to the people? Why do you care about the people? You should care about yourself. And that's how all these elites think, man. You know, they're a wicked people. They're evil people, man. You know, they don't regard the old nor the young. You know, they basically have no conscience, man. All right, and that's the rulership of the so-called white man. All right, you get that in Job 9 and 24, man. This is Job 9 verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he, man? What's the main judge that they covered up? The main judge that they covered up is the Lord, man, saying that he looks like a so-called white man. Okay? And the Lord doesn't look like this, man. The Lord is a so-called black man according to the scriptures. Okay? According to the scriptures, Jesus Christos says negro, man. Alright? He's not a so-called white man, man. That's blasphemy, man. Alright? Because according to the scripture, to look like that is a curse, man. According to the scriptures. Alright? And I can prove that in Numbers. Alright? So that's one of the ways that they cover the faces of the judges, man. Right? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, right? So the Heavenly Father gave it into the hand of the wicked for the time of evil. Alright? It tells you that in Proverbs. Right? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Alright? So if he's not the wicked, the person who covered up all the images of the saints, painting them up as himself, if he's not the wicked, where and who is he, man? That's the question you should be asking yourself, man. Because it's clear to see that these Edomites, the so-called white people, are the wicked according to the scriptures, man. Okay? Okay, this is 1 Maccabees chapter 3, verse 48. And laid open the book of the law, which what's the book of the law? The book of the law is the scriptures, man. Alright? They laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. Right? So what they did was they told you that they painted over all the dark images that were from the ancient time. Anytime before the Renaissance period, those were all dark images. Even all through Europe and Spain and all that, that was all dark images. Alright? What they did was something called iconoclasm. They brought that down and they put up so-called white images to promote white supremacy. And that's what's going on in the earth right now, man. They actually believe that the Lord and the saints were so-called white people, man. Which that's blasphemy according to the scriptures. Alright? That's blasphemy according to the scriptures. I actually have the book here. This is a book called Nature Knows No Color Line, man. Right? It's a book called Nature Knows No Color Line. And it shows you in this book the coats of arms of so-called black people, man, of Negroes, man. Alright? Which are really Israelites, man. All throughout Germany. Look at that. All throughout Germany, Spain, Portugal, right? And they know that the Moors were so-called black people, but it wasn't just the Moors. Also, who they deem as the Christians were also black people, man. And during that time, all right. The Crusades, the Knights in Shining Armor, all that, those were so-called black people, man. But the Edomites, they took over that history and painted themselves painting themselves up and putting them, and basically they stole that history, man. that's really our history, man. That's Israelite history. That's not talking about the so-called white man's history, man. All right. That's why you go to the church in Rome and you'll see something called the Black Madonna, right? The what you call it, the thing that they call Peter, which he looks like, it's an image of a so-called black man, right? So they don't tell you where all these pictures came from. They don't tell you why are those pictures there. If white people were ruling all that region, why are all those pictures and artifacts of so-called black people still there? Where did those come from? Nobody asks that question, man. Right? Because like it says in the scriptures, they basically painted over all those images and put up themselves, man, to do what? To promote white supremacy. And that's what's fervent in the planet right now, man. That's what's going on in the planet right now. All right? I'll read that again. This is 1 Maccabees 3, verse 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images, man. All right? And that's what they did, man. And that's mainly talking about the scriptures. But throughout all those kingdoms in Europe and wherever else we were, right? So throughout all those kingdoms, we had images, man. Images of saints, images of the Lord, all right? And they were so-called black people. When we painted them, we obviously painted them like they were, man. So-called black people, all right? And what they did was they took down those images and they put up so-called images. They put up images of white people, man. All right? You see that? This is the Moorish Empire, man. You see the Moors, our people ruled Europe for a period of 1,000 years, man. And that's why in the scriptures when it says the beast which shall be, what does it say? I'll roughly paraphrase it. It says that he shall be, he had to be loosed a little season so he can deceive the whole earth. That's talking about the Edomites, man. Matter of fact, I'll get that. Hold on. This is Revelations 20, verse 3. Actually, I'm going to start at 20 verse 2. Get a new sword. And he laid hold on the dragon, the old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and he bound him 1,000 years, man. Okay, and that's when these Edomites, they weren't in power anymore. This is around this period is when these Edomites were actually in the caves, man. All right, for a period of about 1,000 years, man. All right, and the Israelites were ruling, man. So-called black people were ruling at that period in time. All right, so I'm gonna continue with that. Okay, and he laid hold on the dragon, the old serpent, which is the devil, okay, and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled, man. And that 1,000 years was fulfilled in the Renaissance period, man. When the so-called white man came back into power, was the time of the Renaissance, man. All right, and it shows you that in the movie 1492. All right, with Columbus, he said that they've taken down the last stronghold of the Moors, which was in Granada, Spain. That's why when you look up the history, where did the first slaves come from, man? The first slaves came from Spain and Portugal, man. It's simple, man. It's simple. All right. So like it said that he should be chained up so he doesn't deceive the nations anymore, right? For a little season, right? Which will be about 1,000 years. So like the little season is not the 1,000 years; it's after the 1,000 years. But he should be loosed up for 1,000 years. He should be chained up for 1,000 years so he doesn't deceive the nations. And as soon as they were loose from these chains, which is going to go into, he basically started to deceive the world, man. What was the first thing he did, man? He came to this side of the earth. He showed you Caesarea Borgia as being the Lord, man. The so-called white image of Jesus, man. All right? First of all, the Lord didn't look nothing like that according to Revelations and according to Daniel's, man. It describes the Lord, man. It describes his skin color. It describes his hair texture. It describes everything, man. According to the scriptures, he didn't look like that, man. And that's blasphemy, man. All right? All right? Continue with that. And cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up and set a seal upon him that he should deceive the nations no more till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. Okay? And after that he must be loosed a little season. Right? So that's exactly what happened. He was loose for a little season so he could do what? So he could go ahead and deceive the whole earth so that the end times could come, man. Right? Because the prophecy has to be fulfilled, man. The book of Revelation had to be fulfilled, and that's why these Edomites came back into power. All right? When I say these Edomites, talking about the so-called white man. All right? He came back into power because that prophecy had to be fulfilled. All right? And when he was loose the little season, what did he do? He came over to the Americas and conquered the Native Americans and basically